Hello and welcome back to Security Guard Command. Thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about what to do when you start a new post. Hey guys, welcome back. So, we're talking about what to do on a post when you first start that site. First thing you want to do, and this should be an obvious answer, is review your post orders. You need to make sure that you know exactly what it is that you are expected to do at this job site. If you don't have your post orders, make sure you ask your supervisor for them. They should be stored somewhere prominent in the job site. So make sure you ask your supervisor for those post orders. The next thing you want to do is you want to get your bearings. And what I mean by this is figure out which way is north, south, east, and west. The reason for this is that you'll want to make sure that you put this in your reports for locating events that happen on the property. Or if you're making a report to law enforcement, you want to know the direction that the subject was last seen heading. Now, speaking of getting your bearings, one of the things that you're absolutely going to want to do is memorize the names of the streets at least 2 blocks in all directions. The reason for this is that when you do call law enforcement to give a report of a subject that's fleeing the area, you're going to want to know what street they're on and what street they're heading towards. And also whether they're going westbound, northbound, southbound, eastbound, what have you. You're going to want to know which direction is which so that you can give accurate instructions to law enforcement to find the subject that just left your property. Here's an example. Check out this map. And here what I've done is I've zoomed in on an area, and we're just going to say that this liquor store is your job site. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to memorize the street names 2 blocks in all directions, and here in the green is an example of all the streets that you're going to want to know in order to be able to give precise instructions to law enforcement on what direction this subject traveled. So the very next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to locate areas of concealment. And what this means is areas that people can hide in on your property that you're responsible for. If people have places they can hide, then they will use those to approach you without being seen or detected. So make sure that you find out those areas of concealment and then check those on a regular basis to make sure that you're not being watched or that you're not being snuck up on. The next thing that you should be looking for are areas of defensive cover, and these are areas where you can hide or you can conceal yourself in the event that somebody approaches you with a weapon. So you'll want to make sure that you know ahead of time which areas are good for taking cover, because once you're in a situation, your brain is going to be focusing on the threat more or less, and not so much on what areas you can go to. So check those areas ahead of time so that you already know where you can go to take cover. Another thing that I recommend you do is subscribe to a service called Nixle. Nixle.com is a website that provides a news feed directly from law enforcement on events that happen in your area. So you can subscribe to a specific zip code and you can know about things that happen in your area. Sometimes this information will come in very valuable. You may notice a subject that they're looking for that is, they'll give a description, a picture even. You can identify these people more easily. You'll get notices for possible wildfires that are coming in your area. A lot of valuable information. So just review the information for your job site in the area that you're in. Now the next thing, guys, when you're at a job site, if you're going to call law enforcement, this goes back to knowing your bearings. The dispatcher is going to ask you the 4 W's: who, what, when, and where, and they will expand on those. They will ask you what the subject looks like. They're going to ask for clothing type, race, height, weight, possible age. They're going to ask you all these questions. Now they're also going to ask you, did this person have a weapon? And so you're going to want to make sure that you observe all these things and be very thorough in your description. Now one thing that's absolutely key, if a subject left in a vehicle, get the license plate, guys. License plate is key, because license plates helps identify the owner of that vehicle. Now, if the license plates were stolen, it still helps, because now law enforcement is able to start drawing lines through all these different events that happen with this license plate, and pretty soon they're going to be able to crisscross and point at a particular suspect. So very important you get that license plate. Make sure you either write it down immediately after seeing it or what have you, but make sure you get that license plate, get description of the car, all that stuff, very important. Now lastly, one thing that I recommend you do when you start a new post is make sure that you get a list of all the phone numbers that are important for this post. So you'll want the client's number, whether it's a manager or assistant manager. You'll want to get at least a cell phone number and a home phone number, 2 ways to contact the manager of the site. You'll want an assistant manager or secondary contact info. And then you're going to want to make sure that you look up non-emergency law enforcement's number, and if possible, get the radio desk number to law enforcement in that area. Store these individually in your phone book, and here's a trick. After the name of each entry in your phone book, put a unique number like 555 or 444. And what this is going to do is that when you pull out your phone and you dial 555, all the numbers that have 555 in the name are going to be listed right there in front of you, so you'll be able to select which one you want. Because guys, I'll tell you what, when you're involved in a stressful situation, you're not going to remember the names of these people. You're going to blank. You're going to waste more time trying to locate these numbers. And so doing that, all you have to remember is that one number, and it lists all of your contacts all at once, and then you can select which one you want to dial. Well guys, that pretty much wraps up the information that I have for you today, but I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what you do when you start a new post, because when other people come onto these videos and look, they're going to watch this video, then they're going to look at the comments, and they're going to get more valuable information from you, because I know I didn't cover everything. So leave your comments. Let me know what you do when you start a new post. As always, guys, be safe, be careful, have a great day, and don't forget to check out securityguardcommand.com and sign up at the social media site.